job.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has already announced the first names he'll pull into Washington, and he continues to shake hands with more possibilities, including former campaign foes and current Democrats. We want to begin with our panel. Bernard Whitman is a Democratic strategist and the author of 52 Reasons to Vote for Hillary Clinton. How's that book doing right now? Steve Lonigan is a spokesperson for the Courageous Conservative PAC, and he's the former director for the Ted Cruz campaign in New Jersey. Arlen Hill is a political consultant and a Donald Trump supporter who once supported Bernie Sanders. And Jackie Kucinich is a CNN political analyst and the Washington bureau chief for the Daily Beast. All right, I took a shot at you. Get the first thing here. Trump Tower. Look, we've got Democrats going through Trump Tower. What do you think?
You know, clearly it should have been 53 reasons. I think it was just that one extra reason. I mean, you know, look, I think with regard to Tulsi Gabbard, I am not a huge Tulsi Gabbard fan, never have been.
Oh, come on, why not?
I'm not, because frankly, she is pro-gun, she's anti-immigrant, she's friendly with Russia. I think actually she would make a great bedfellow with Donald Trump. Not at all surprised that she is pining for a job with the administration. No, it's fine. She's a Democrat. I'd like her to vote with our caucus, but I think she's pining for a job with the administration. Having said all that, I would be delighted to see Donald Trump appoint a Democrat to his administration, and if he's going to pick Tulsi for that, then I say God bless. I'm mostly concerned about the hat trick of bad choices that he's made between Mike Flynn, an avowed lobbyist, and unable to distinguish between Islam and religion and real terrorist threats. Steve Bannon, who is promoting white nationalist and white supremacist rhetoric, and Jeff Sessions, who couldn't get confirmed by the Senate 30 years ago.
Get in there, get in there.
Great, solid team. I mean, first of all, Steve Bannon happens to be a great guy. And let's face it, this guy graduates Harvard. He's a U.S. Navy officer.
It doesn't
He's just
exempt you from some of the things that he's saying.
And you know what? You can spend all the time you want on Breitbart. You're not going to find any of this nationalist white. This is the biggest attack, character assassination I've seen of the whole campaign.
Slander. It's actually slander.
And
that is what you've just done to Tulsi Gabbard,
needs to attack somebody.
I totally agree with you. This is what you've just done to Tulsi Gabbard. It's because she was not subordinate during the Democratic primary. She refused to support Hillary Clinton, who's a warmonger. And Tulsi's on the record saying that she's afraid of neocons coming back to the surface and running this country, which was what Hillary Clinton was. So if there's anybody that's been ideologically consistent throughout this entire process on the Democratic side, it's somebody like Tulsi Gabbard. And the fact that you're slandering her as anti-immigrant is offensive. It's offensive.
She refused to allow even Syrian refugees to come into the United States.
But what you're seeing here, and you're seeing it right now, is that conservatives are fighting back for the first time ever, and the liberal left doesn't know what to do about it. We've taken a page right out of the Saul-Alinsky handbook and are kicking right back in their face. The left is falling apart. They
Jackie,
don't know what to do.
You can see the acrimony just here around the table. The team hasn't even been put together.
It's not acrimony, it's called we're winning.
Okay.
You could interrupt again.
Great winner. But what does this say about what this transition team is going to look at, what the actual team around the cabinet table is going to look like in January?
Well, right now, for the people that we know who have positions in the Trump administration are loyalists, are people that have backed him, are people that have been behind him for the duration of his campaign for the most part. Now, the meeting with Mitt Romney, the meeting with Tulsi Gabbard, the meeting with some of these people that might not see eye to eye, we'll have to see if they actually get jobs, because we're not sure who is a job interview and who is just, talking for advice. And so that is the question right now. And right now I know we're in this period of speculation, but because Donald Trump, the only person who knows for sure who's getting these positions is Donald Trump.
And he's probably not undecided. He'd probably be very open about that. Yeah. But he can't. He's got two great candidates, let's say, for Secretary of State, and doesn't know which. Harlan, I have to ask you, though, do you worry that this is all about optics at the end of the day, and that it is not about really putting a diverse cabinet together?
Well, I think that a lot of the mainstream media is really concerned with optics. They've said that the campaign's in disarray, the transition's in disarray. In fact, when you consult recent history, he's ahead of schedule. He's ahead of even Barack Obama. Barack Obama didn't make his first nomination to his cabinet until November 24th.
Okay, but will his cabinet be diverse?
Absolutely. I think we saw this from Kellyanne Conway this morning on CNN. She said that there are going to be many women, many people of color, and it's going to be probably one of the most diverse cabinets in recent history.
I think the most important thing is we have competent people in the cabinet. And if that's a diverse cabinet, that's fine with me. But he wants to have the very best person he can in every single position. Donald Trump's a businessman. He understands that. And you know what? The world is liking it, because as I stepped up to this platform a few minutes ago, the stock market hit 18,940.47, record high in the history of the stock market.
We were told, just like with Brexit, that if he were to be elected, the dollar would crash, the markets across the globe would crash. And what's happened? The dollar's at
people are energized.
I think what we are seeing is what is going to happen for the next 4 years. We are going to have a reality TV presidency. That's absolutely what we should expect. Everything gets played out for the cameras, except one person's missing from that. Donald Trump, who could never not find a mic that he wanted to see, has not actually
being played out for the cameras.
People are being paraded in front.
Let Jackie get in.
And he has not addressed the reporters yet.
Let Jackie get in here. Thank you.
Okay. So what he hasn't done is Obama had a rollout for a lot of his nominees. He hasn't played this in front of the cameras, and it actually makes it very different. He has rolled out some of these folks and kind of allowed the media to vet them and not really talked about openly their credentials. So it's a very interesting dynamic playing out here, whereas, Obama had a press conference and would, introduce them himself.
Listen, I had to call a timeout. We will be back. Coming up, can Donald Trump, the businessman, cut ties with Donald Trump, the president? The panel gets into that. I bet you can't wait.
Timeout. That's a good point. Ding, ding, ding.
It's something I could have settled numerous times. I just don't believe in settling, especially when you're right. I don't like to settle. When I'm right about something, I like to go to court. So I'll go to court.
When the presidency hits you and it's at your front door, and you realize that you're a president of the United States for all Americans, there are some things that are important to you and some things that you just decide, look, let's move on. We're not admitting wrongdoing, and let's just start leading this country without distraction.
President-elect Donald Trump said back in February he does not settle lawsuits, and now he's defending his decision to pay $25 million to end fraud cases against Trump University, and we may actually be seeing other settlements like that. I mean, Steve, I have to go to you. Look, Rights Priebus didn't exactly put people at ease by saying that, and we have more and more information coming out of also his business dealings really being so insidious that they're infiltrating the work of president already.
Well, people in business understand, and a lot of people understand, that elephants can fly in court. You go into court, you take a chance. If you can settle something for an amount of money, you make it go away. You make a decision on what the nuisance value is, and $25 million doesn't seem to be. Well, I think it is a lot of money to me, but in this case, it's not a lot of money to get this case out of the way and move on with the country's business. As far as the conflicts of interest, his kids, Ivanka, Donald, they have the right to run their business. They have the right to own and operate
Steve,
This is America. Go out and run your business. People have already spoken about Trump University in the election already.
I congratulate Donald Trump on getting a $25 million tax deduction. This is sort of so typical for Donald Trump. He wants to quiet everybody up. I'm not blaming him for that, but what is far more insidious, far more problematic, is the fact that he's having meetings with Indian potential investors into his businesses, even as he's putting a government together, housing foreign business interests in his hotels that clearly want to curry favor with the new administration. His blind trust, you know how blind trust it is? It's this blind. He's putting his kids in charge who are going to talk to him every day, and he wants security clearances for them as well. So
my response is, so what? So what? He's got a business to run. His kids are running. He's not president.
You don't care about that.
You can't put a family business in a blind trust. It doesn't work. It's not like bonds and stocks. It doesn't work that way. It has to be managed day to day.
What's the solution?
Listen, Donald Trump did not have to give out his tax returns. Nobody said, hey, we're not going to vote for you for that.
Right? Yeah, I think that he's handling this as best as he can. If he were having these meetings after he's inaugurated, I would have concerns.
But how do you know he's not going to be having these meetings? How do you know?
I can't predict the future, but if it were to happen, I would take issue with it. And he says that he's not going to, and I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not. And that he's going to leave this to his kids and the very competent team that he has running his business now. So
I'm going to call you.
Please do.
There's an astute point that has been made by commentators on CNN, though, and that's the fact that not only the Democrats should be worried about this, Jackie, but that the Republicans should be worried about this as well.
I mean, this is ethics. This is, that you shouldn't be using the presidency to enrich yourself. And you shouldn't. And I don't think that's a controversial statement. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying that should not happen. And that's why you're hearing that. And he doesn't have to have a blind trust because there's no executive.
The laws are completely different if you're president.
But here's the question.
So that's why other presidents have taken the steps to set them up and pull themselves back from their interests through those blind trusts in the past. And it's unprecedented.
Jackie, I have a question. Here's my question. If Donald Trump was not president-elect, would he be meeting with these Indian businessmen? The answer is yes. So
but
nothing
he is.
And he shouldn't be meeting with them because he's about to assume the presidency. It's a complete conflict of interest, which he railed against Hillary Clinton for when she was trying to help the Clinton Foundation do good in Haiti. And said he is doing good by enriching himself.
We were talking about the Clinton Foundation and the corruption, the pay to play. You know, she was enriching her friends and family while she was running the State Department. And where were you when criticizing
this? Helping people get AIDS medication,
she had an active conflict of interest. She had an active conflict of interest. He is currently not the president of the United States.
He should be acting like the president.
He will not have an active conflict of interest because he's going to hand it to his kids.
Once again, I'm calling time.
Talks to his kids 5 times a day.
It does not feel like the election is over. That's just me. Thanksgiving at the end of the week. Excellent. Bernard, Steve, Harlan, and Jackie, thank you so much. You guys packed so much into a short period of time. There are 60 days until the presidential inauguration. That's State of America tonight. The news continues right here on CNN.